So it's such a privilege and an honor to be speaking
It
to
is.
another amazing, inspiring, fit, healthy, happy mama. This time we're talking to Sangeeta. What a cool
name.
Such a cool name. Such a beautiful name, actually. And for a beautiful lady. And you've got 2 kids. And you lost 22 kilos, which is 48 pounds. For people who don't understand the metric system. We don't understand the imperial system at all because we're just silly, stupid Australians. But Sangeeta, tell us about yourself.
You're so beautiful. You can see how much you're glowing now.
Wow.
From your before photo to your after photo. Like you
Let me
really
show people
are
before and after. Let's
truly
see this.
glowing. And I can't wait to you to just share everything to really help other mums and also dads, because by you sharing your story, obviously you help men and women. So I can't wait to hear everything. So you can, someone that's like in a, hard place right now, you can really help them by sharing your story. So thank you firstly for coming on and tell us a bit about you.
So my name's Sangeeta, as I've been introduced. I live in the UK, just about 40 minutes away from London. Wow. And I have two children. I'm a boy who's 4 years, just turned 4 in January, and I have a daughter called Amber. She will be 2 end of March. Wow. And I've been married for nearly 10 years. So it'll be 10 years this year. So it's been a good, well, it's gone really fast. Mm-hmm. And obviously we've been blessed with 2 beautiful souls in our journey as well. So and after having kids, obviously I saw Shani and Julius on Facebook and was in 2 minds. Is this really true? Does it really work? But it had real mums on there really presenting how they changed their life after having kids, and how they maintained a strong life after children as well, which sometimes you kind of lose hope after having kids. After your body just it's really not the same. You're not the same. And it was just amazing to see that there was someone out there who was, who knew where you were coming from. And just to see that support for mums, I think was fantastic. And I saw your ad on Facebook, I think back in July 2017. And I spent 2 months just studying and reading and watching all your videos to really understand, is this something for me? And once I understood it, I just went for it. And I was very confident I went for it as well.
So you're a very analytical person, and it sounds like you don't trust people very easily. So you did a fair bit of background research on us.
Which is good. That's really good.
I'm pleased we passed.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you can find that one video.
So how has it impacted your family, like with your kids? Obviously you were overweight, and I totally get where you were at. I know everyone that's got kids and you've gained that extra weight, you really do kind of get it. You really just can feel for someone that's carrying all that extra weight and they're in the situation that they're in. So how has this changed for you? You losing 22 kilos impacted your entire family?
As an impact to the family, I think was really positive. My children, especially Aryan, who's 4, he used to see me work out in the living room and doing push-ups or attempting push-ups. And squats and doing all the burpees and everything, and he used to be like, "Mummy, what are you doing?" I go, "Mummy needs to be strong, Aryan. I need to be strong so I can pick you and Amber up together and we can go running and everything." And he goes, "Okay." And one day we were watching a movie and he just got off the sofa and he just started doing push-ups. And I go, "What are you doing, Aryan?" He goes, "Mummy, I'm doing push-ups because I need to be strong too."
Oh,
there you go.
Just seeing those little changes in the household was really quite exciting to see that I'm actually inspiring, setting an example that it's good to be fit. And even with like his eating habits, we always ate well. But it was, for me, when I started this program, it wasn't purely about weight loss. For me, it was understanding nutrition, and I had thyroid. Yeah. And I really wanted to find a way to get rid of it. And I did read online that there were ways, but nutrition is important. And when I found your fitness plan, I said, well, let's start this journey. But my objective is learn to eat really well and and as a side effect, try and get rid of thyroid and ultimately be strong for the kids and inspire them. And as a side effect of all of that was my weight loss. And I didn't keep weight loss as my key goal, because then I think that would have been putting too much pressure on myself. That it's the
Yeah,
goal that
good
I need to
idea.
meet. But it was more of that lifestyle change that I wanted to achieve to sustain a healthy and happy family as well. So I think that was
Yeah.
my ultimate goal.
So you're
Wow.
just a young mum, and you were at the time you were reliant on thyroid medication. Is that right?
Yes.
And are you still taking thyroid medication now?
Nope.
And how is
So
your thyroid? Tell us about that. Wow. How is your thyroid now?
my thyroid is normal, and it's been normal for 1 year.
So exciting.
It is exciting.
Yes.
Honestly, I think one of the best things out of this program was that it brought normality to my life again, and the fact that I can just live on good food and not need to rely on medication to just pump those artificial hormones in. And I think sometimes with life we get so caught up with the with the race, that you've actually put yourself on the side and you're just running and forget to eat the good food, and not put the right nutrients in your body, and not even give yourself 15 minutes to work out. And I think this really taught me that. And for me, what I've got gained from you lot is just life changing, and it's something I'm definitely going to continue. It's part of my life now. I wouldn't want to go back where I was. I wouldn't want to be taking medications and seeing my children that I'm having to, pop these pills just to have these hormones, supplementing a lack, which was there before. Not.
And you work for a pharmaceutical company, don't you?
I work, for a medical device company. So
Okay.
we develop endoscopes.
Okay. So it's so amazing that you've now, by treating the cause, not the symptom, you've actually gotten rid of any need for any medication.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad you've shared that, because we've had thousands of mums and dads, men and women that have been on, whether it be antidepressants or just different kinds of medication, diabetic medication, and things like that. And what they've done is just, I had a hope that one day they would go off the medication, but just wanted to feel better. And like you, didn't have a goal of weight loss. And now they're off their medication and they've lost a whole chunk of weight, which is just an awesome bonus.
Side effect, yeah.
And they're feeling happy. I think happiness and feeling amazing about yourself and being able to share that happiness with the people around you is huge. And you look so happy.
You
Thank
do.
you.
Have you always been this happy? Like, you radiate so much
your
joy.
smile is just amazing.
I think after having children, I think this is probably the happiest moment I'm in. I feel like I'm in control again of my mind and my body, and I'm, strong for my children. And I think when you're a mom, I think you get these maternal instincts as well, and you got this fire in you. And I think especially after I had my second child, my daughter Amber, I just knew that I have two kids. I have to look after them. I have to protect them. And if I'm not going to look after myself, I'm not going to be the best version of me for them. And I think, I would say I'm probably the strongest and probably the happiest in terms of, health and physique.
Yeah, well, you look amazing. I think if anyone's watching right now, and you are falling off the bandwagon, trying to get healthy, you start for a day or two or a week, and then you fall off, and then you try to get back on, and then you fall off. It is very normal to go through that. And what I want to share with you now is you really need to find a strong why you're doing this. And if doing it for yourself is not enough for you, then doing it for your kids is something I needed to do for my marriage, for my kids, and same with what you've just said, you've done it for your kids. So maybe that might be a strong why, is doing it for your kids, because they're not going to learn at school about healthy eating, healthy habits, and exercising every day. They're going to learn that in the house with you doing it around them every single day, and you only having healthy options in your cupboard and in your fridge that they can only grab for healthy. They'll eat what you eat. They'll exercise with what you're doing. So maybe that's a really strong why for you right now, if you're falling off the bandwagon and not starting, is actually just doing it for your kids, like you just said.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Everyone's goal is different, and it's whatever's going to make you do it. And
Yeah.
for me, it was them. And just they need a good example.
Yeah. Wow. Good on
We've
you.
got some awesome photos of you here. These before photos. You still
Like
look super
this-
happy as it is.
What do you think when you see this photo of yourself in this red dress?
Awful. I remember going to a party and my mum said to me, "Don't wear that. I fit in it. It's okay." And when I see these pictures after, I was like, "Oh my gosh, what was I doing?"
Have you put this dress on now? Like, what, does this dress fit you anymore?
No, I've had to put it in a vacuum bag. They're all so big for me now, so they all hang off, and I've had to do a new wardrobe shop.
Yeah, you know this dress, that red dress, you should put it on and put the kids in that same position. So nurse the youngest one and have the little boy in front of you and do that same photo.
That'll
be cool.
I'll try that.
So we've got a few before photos here, and then we've got your transformation photo, which I just saw before. Sorry, the system's slow again.
If you've got any questions, please post them right now of anything that you want to ask.
I really got to ask you about this photo here. Is that you and your husband?
No, that's me and my brother.
You and your brother?
Oh,
Wow.
I love it.
How cool is that? So you guys came first.
Pardon?
You won Tough Mudder.
Yes, we did. And the reason why I put that picture there is because my brother is 10 years younger than me.
Yes.
And he is super fit, you know.
He looks it.
He's been slim trim, 6-pack from the age of 16, you know. So for me to be able to do Tough Mudder with him was a huge achievement for me, because I never would have thought that with my 10-year-old brother that I'll be able to run and, you know, climb obstacles and, you know, really work through this the whole marathon, well, not marathon, the Tough Mudder obstacle course. And it was just amazing. So I think that picture, I really do like it, because I was like, you thought your older sister would never be able to do this, and now look at me.
And is he proud of you? Has he told you he's proud of you?
He has. He said he has, and he goes, I'm really inspired, and you know, I hope, like, you know, he says, I hope your interview today inspires many more as well, because you have done really well, and in terms of fitness level, I would say I was even better than before having kids. You know, I would have never thought that, and I would have never thought after having children that I would ever be fit. So I'm fitter than I have ever been.
Yes. Well, I was reading your numbers here before. So before you had kids, you were about 70 kilos. Then you had kids, you went up to 84. And now you're at 61 kilos.
Yes.
Is that right? So you're 10 kilos, which is about 22 pounds lighter than before you even had kids.
Yes. And I was, when I got married, I was about 62 kilos. So in weight wise, I was around that mark. But in terms of fitness, body tonality, it was not there. And it was amazing to achieve that through this journey.
And what about your friends and co-workers and that sort of thing?
I think every time they've seen me, they've been like, what are you doing? Are you starving yourself? Or, you know, they've all been surprised. I think because the change happened fairly fast within the year. Whenever I used to go into the office, or whenever I, met my friends after a period of time, every time they used to look at me and they're like, wow, you know, this is amazing. I did have some people as well who were like, are you sure you're doing the right stuff? Because you're losing weight too fast and you're just going to put it back on really quickly afterwards. And I go, well, I'm not on a crash diet. I am actually learning to eat properly and live better. And I won't be putting on the weight again, because the whole purpose is to understand how to live better in this journey. And
good answer. Good answer.
Wow.
And I must say, like, I've not really, done any exercise for the last couple of months as well. And I've maintained that weight.
That's amazing.
All through eating,
And, I've not, because of the way things have been at the moment, I've just not been able to fit the exercise plan that that I've been following of yours. I'm very active with the kids, and I'm still eating really well. And because I understand food so much better now, I know that if I have one bad day, the next day I know how to handle my day to, you know, be back at where I want to be.
That is so amazing.
Thank you for saying that, because it's so important to us when we do this. You know, we always go on about how it's not an ongoing payment, and we're not here to make money out of people. We're actually here to educate people so that you can actually move on and be independent, and then you can inspire your own kids. But I really want to circle back to this here. There's a photo of you here in a traditional dress here, and one thing you said when I was reading about you, Sangeeta, is that you really want to inspire other Asian women to not give up on themselves after they've had children. Can you tell us how that works, and then how you can help them?
Yeah, so I wouldn't say it's the norm everywhere, but dependent on your communities and where you are, typically there's been a mindset, oh, once you've had kids, don't worry, you're gonna lose your body shape, just accept it, you know, be happy and just carry on. And I wasn't, and I think that really upset me when after I had my first child, was like, okay, this is it, you know, I've really put on so much weight. It's going to take me forever to get back. My body is never going to be the same. I also had a emergency cesarean first time. So I was destroyed after I had that, because I always was given the impression that once you've had such a major abdominal surgery, you're never going to be the same. You won't be your strongest, and that's it. And I was a professional dancer. I used to dance a lot in my early days. I used to teach Bollywood dancing for about 7-8 years. I taught, and for me, it was quite sad to go through that journey and know that that's it. And I think once seeing your program on Facebook really opened my eyes that actually, no, there is no limitations. We, as a society, are creating our own limitations.
Absolutely.
And your body is capable of, you know, doing so much, you know, but it's down to your mindset that you can really push through those barriers that society creates. And I think it's important that you listen to yourself and see where you want to be. What is the best version of you? And really just strive to get there. And there will be a way. And I think
absolutely
being able to get back into those outfits, which I was when I think it was around near my wedding day, I wore that only once, and I've never worn that since, because I never fit into it again. And to be able to do that with my second child by my side, I was just like, forget all what everyone says. You just really got to listen to yourself and find a way. And your group really gave me that, you know, exposure to be able to achieve that. And that's what I want to say to all those, you know, ladies out there, whether Asian or not, you know, don't listen to anyone, and listen to yourself and do what is right for you.
Absolutely. That is so powerful. Wow. Did you have any bad days, any down days, and how did you overcome those, get back on the bandwagon?
I had quite a few bad days, and but every night I used to surf the Fit Family group, and I used to see some amazing mums out there who constantly posted their updates and, you know, inspired each other, and it was always inspiring me. And there were people who would post on there saying, oh, I've had a really bad day, but I'm going to get up again. Tomorrow's a new day, and we'll just keep going. And I think that really just encouraged me to, it's a new day. It doesn't mean you've gone wrong and that's the end of life. Yeah. It's just, you just jump back into it and you carry on. The one day or the one meal that you've had which wasn't a good meal doesn't mean it's going to destroy and you'll be, you know, the lumpy person you were before again.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean you just give up, you know, like you just get back up and you keep on moving forward.
Exactly. No, even recently I've had like a not so good period, and not one day, I would say like a month or so, you know, where not nutritionally, because I say like food wise it's become a habit, but exercise wise I haven't been so great. And I know I've become a little bit softer, but I've not gained weight, and I know if I can start running around with the kids, then I'll be fine. And I think this is important to know, that once you're on this program, it doesn't mean you have to do the same thing day in and out. Once you've instilled those habits in you, you will naturally just live life and be happy about it, and not feel the whole weight thing, and that just then becomes the side thing. It's about being happy and having an active life.
And also, exercise only takes 5 minutes. So you can just get in the lounge room with your kids and do a bit of Bollywood dancing for 5-10 minutes, and boom, your exercise for the day is done.
In the kitchen, we put pump our Bollywood music on after dinner, and then we'll be back.
So if you're still doing that, technically if you're still dancing with the kids and active with the kids, you're still exercising. So I wouldn't say you haven't exercised for a month. Maybe you haven't done burpees or push-ups, but you've still been exercising, just your style.
Yes, exactly.
So when was the first time someone noticed your results, your weight loss? Do you remember that?
I think it was when I did round 1, and I went for I started in October 2017, so it was just before Christmas, and we went out for a meal, and that's when someone said, "Oh, you look good. You've lost quite." Not everyone wanted to say you've lost weight, but you look good. And even when I went to do nursery drop-offs, when I used to drop my son off, and they're like, "Oh, Sangeeta, you look very different." And I'm like, okay, so there is some change going on. People are starting to say. And it was not until my son's 3rd birthday was when I got a huge number of compliments, and everyone really said, "Wow, it's amazing how you've made that transformation in such a short time, and you look healthy. You don't look ill. You're glowing. Your skin looks amazing, and to see that change. Normally, I think people are quite used to people losing so much weight fast, and then their skin not looking so great. And I think with this nutritionally eating well, I think allowed to maintain all of that through this journey."
Yeah, that's so amazing. And how's it helped your marriage?
It's helped.
Well, you're not pregnant, but what else is going on?
No, it's definitely helped the marriage as well. I think my husband's really been inspired from it, and he's been really busy at work, but he goes, once my work has calmed down, I'm definitely jumping onto the Fit Dad program, because he goes, the way you've transformed yourself, he goes, I'm inspired. Day on day I watched you trying to work out and trying, the way you've just grown as an individual, and he goes, he finds it really attractive.
That's so nice. And I've got a question for you now then.
3.
Coming on the way. So are you going, we got a PregFit program, by the way.
Yeah, you're fine.
So are you going to do the FitMom program again with him when he decides to do the Fit Dad, and just do it alongside him as his inspiration and his support?
Yes, I would like to do it alongside him.
Share that journey with us. I'm so excited.
Yes. Well, I have to try and get him onto it first, get his workload down, and then definitely we'll do it together. But he's been saying from the beginning that I definitely want to do this, so it's definitely on the agenda.
That's so cool. And you touch on a really cool point there, that you said you've changed so much as a person, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. Do you know some things that you can tell people what has actually changed inside you?
It's probably not having limitations, personal limitations. So, and blocking out a lot of outside noises as well. I think for me, I know what's best for me and my family, and
exactly.
And I can help my family achieve that. And I think that's what matters.
Absolutely. And that's so powerful.
Yes.
Wow.
So would you say you've become more decisive then?
Yes. Yeah.
That's a huge thing. So much time wasted being indecisive, and then second guessing yourself and what you know to be right, because you think, well, look at me, I'm not right. So, but then you start finding that you're actually probably the most important person to your entire family, because of how you can take control of everything in a confident way. That's so cool. That's such an amazing thing.
And I know a lot of people get a bit caught up in how this is going to affect their kids. Are your kids eating healthier now? Are they loving what mummy's eating and doing all those sort of things? How's that, the food side of things, impacted you guys?
So they've the transition I made. So I mean, I didn't eliminate the grains and stuff from their diet. We all ate meals together. When I made my meals, I substituted the ingredients. So for example, if I make a lasagna, I would not put, sheets of wheat sheets in there. I would put courgettes. So half of the lasagna is for me and the other half is for them, but it's in one baking tray. So they don't feel any different in that sense. And they see me have green smoothies, and sometimes they want some as well. So it has impacted the way they eat, and they love their cucumbers and everything. So that's their snack, you know, all the green stuff. I wouldn't say that, okay, they're kids at the end of the day. They do like their junk now and then, but in our drawers we don't keep all the sweets and everything. So that's one day a week on a Saturday they'll have to pick a sweet from the tin, and they're happy with that. They don't expect it every day, and these little things have made a huge difference. So it has inspired them. And I remember feeding my son one day, and I go, look, you got to eat your vegetables, otherwise you're not going to be strong like that Gladiator movie we saw, you know, the Gladiator in there. And he goes, yeah, but mummy, I don't want to be strong like Gladiator, I want to be strong like my mummy.
Oh God, that makes it all worth it.
That really, like, you know, I really froze for a minute, and then I thought, wow, I'm inspiring him, you know. And I think that was my moment, I think, through the journey, where I really felt, you know, whatever I'm doing the right stuff, because my kids are really seeing this, and I hope I set them off on the right path in their journeys in their life.
Wow, that's so amazing. Cool. So you're inspiring your own children. And Sangeeta, you're also a constant source of inspiration in our secret group. You know, we've got tens of thousands, or
over 30, nearly 40,000 people in there.
Parents who look to you for motivation every day. Did you ever imagine that you'd have such a huge impact on so many lives?
No.
Like you're like a celebrity in there.
You are.
I saw you in there, and I was like getting all fangirl that we're interviewing you today. And super excited.
Big fans of yours. We definitely are fans.
So literally 40,000 people. You can't even really get 40,000 people into, like, someone gets up and speaks like Tony Robbins, and he might get
25, I think, is his biggest
or
crowd.
8,000 people, and you've got literally 40,000 people that are inspired by you on the daily. Like, is that so cool?
That is amazing. It's just totally amazing. I think for me, I think one thing when I learned, and when you called out for the interview, and I said, you know what, this has impacted my life in a positive way, and if I could do anything to help inspire someone, even just for the week or just for the day, you know, that's putting a smile and happiness in someone else's life. And I must say, I highly speak of you wherever I go. I don't hide the fact that I joined the Shani and Julius program and I lost my weight. I think everyone should know about it. And if I can't, advocate it enough, they should just come and sign up with you directly and do what's required. But there are people that would hide how they've lost weight. I definitely don't, because it's definitely, if you've been blessed with a gift like that, you should definitely spread it out. And I think you two are amazing that you've done that, you know, and you two have transformed so many people's lives. So thank you to you two.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, the red dress photo that we saw a moment ago, that was obviously before you started the program. So what would you now say to that woman, you know, all that 22 kilos heavier? What would you say to her now about her procrastination or her thoughts on caring about what other people think, or questioning herself, or thinking her body's just always going to be like this? What would you say to yourself then, being who you are now?
I would say, right, you're an amazing person. You know, the fact that you've given birth to 2 children is amazing, and it's normal for your body to be like that after pregnancy. So don't be hard on yourself, but, you know, just start making that change in your life to be back to where you were, or stronger. And there's definitely space to be stronger, and just do it. You know, you've got children to look after, you want a happy life. And if that's what you want, you just got to do it. And, but yeah, you know, you're an amazing person that you've given birth to 2 children as well. So make that change and make it for yourself and your family.
Oh, you just gave me goosebumps. That's so special. So what would you say, like, we want to let you obviously go now and be with your family, and thank you for taking the time to chat to us and to inspire everyone watching. But any final words of what you would say to everyone out there, someone that's sitting on the couch, someone that's hating on themselves, someone that just keeps falling off the bandwagon and they keep telling themselves they just can't do this. what would you like to say to them about, you know, how you're feeling now? Like, what would you like to share with them?
How I'm feeling. So I would just say, just do it. You know, put your mind and soul into it. Focus on the program and just trust it and do it, because when you get to the other side, you will look back and you think, wow. And it doesn't cost a lot at all. I mean, it's minimal compared to all the other programs there, but you are learning to live life the normal way, that, you know, the simple way, what, you know, was important. And we've got blinded by these materialistic things around us and this luxury foods and everything like that. But go back to basics and life will be so happy on the other side. But just knock that brick wall down. And I know it's hard. It is hard. You know, I wouldn't say it's easy, but stay focused, trust the process, and you will get there one day.
Yes, that's cool. That's so cool.
You're awesome. And thank you so much for sharing your time with us and your inspiration. And for everybody who's listening, I mean, everyone can say thank you to you. Like, you're just such an inspiration, and you always have been ever since we first saw you. And we never expected, and you never expected you would ever be like this. And I'm just so grateful you took a chance on us, and you are who you are now, and you inspire your kids, your husband, your brother, and 40,000 other people, and now 200,000 other people.
So you just really are amazing. And I just wanted to say thank you for just taking that chance on us and believing in yourself. And I'm so grateful that you're off your medication. You no longer have thyroid issues. You're happy, you're healthy, you're the fittest you've ever been, and you lost 22 kilos. Like, hello, amazing. All right, we love you so much.